Awesome, great, glorious day it is. This is the day the Lord has made, and indeed we shall rejoice and be glad in it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to yet another exciting episode of the Umubanga podcast, where we aim to inform, transform, as well as inspire. My name is Mofya, and today I'm not alone in the studio. I'm here with some two amazing people. There's one who's always in the background, but... Oh my God, now let them introduce themselves, please.
Yeah. Oh
my God.
Yeah, no, today it's a sign that I've chosen violence. I haven't come to play. Yeah.
I can see.
Yeah. Eating sochika. Yeah.
Please introduce yourselves.
My name is Lydia Mavuya.
Nice to finally have you on this side of the...
Allow me to reintroduce myself.
Come on now.
My name is Bukata, Musonda, TGV.
It's my
Whichever
name.
You wanna.
You don't say my names.
Muziba. I'll expose you about how the episode started. How many takes we've done just to start this episode.
So much under pressure, guys.
Yeah.
But how are you guys doing?
I'm alright. Yeah, I'm fine. I enjoyed myself.
Interesting how? Interesting how? What was interesting about the week?
About the week?
My week was just a bit fun in terms of I had midweek service at church.
Yeah.
Which was amazing. I enjoyed myself. I also had a bit of some time to rest home.
Yeah.
So it was quite interesting, just being around the house after a long time, seeing what happens.
Where do you go, Lydia?
No.
Umaenda kuti.
Business.
Danger.
Yeah. And I'm the one who's from the streets.
Lord.
Yeah.
But
no, mine was a slow week as well.
Yeah.
Most of the times I'm dealing with farm products and whatnot, so those are done for now. We're waiting for the next cycle. So this period, I'm a bit free.
Aren't you supposed to be ukutongola mataba?
Serious farmers have done that.
Okay, fine.
Serious farmers.
I'm a subsistence
That's out
farmer.
the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anyways, how was church? Did you go for church?
Yes, I did.
I
did. Church was great. Me, if they told me I'd sell your pastor, I can sell my pastor. My pastor
sell him under a minute. Let's see.
Pastor is,
let's see.
In fact, the apostle. He cooks, I'm telling you. Seasoned man of God. Very calm, gentle spirit. Yeah, but when he holds the mic, he drops bars. He cooks.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was talking about changing spiritual positions. Sounds like, right?
Interesting.
He cooked, but it was a very timely message, right? Especially even just on a personal level. Especially like me who's just from graduating.
Yeah.
For like 4 years, you're in a space where there's one thing on your mind is school, right? And then even as much as you have other things going on, your life is pretty much defined for 4 years.
Yeah.
So when you come out of that space, you're in a bit of limbo, like what happens now, right? So then when you're talking about changing like spiritual positions, it's basically talking about elevating, right? Others call it traversing in the spirit. Others talk about growth. It's basically spiritual growth, right? So, what do you do, right? You can't stay in the same position. In those 4 years, there was a certain spiritual standing you're supposed to have, right?
Yeah.
But you've entered a new season. So that new season comes with a new type of responsibility spiritually. You have to grow. You have to engage more in other things, right? Yeah, so for me, it was timely in that sense.
Yeah.
So
I think I was having a conversation with somebody somebody who was like graduating as well. And I was telling them to say, it's very easy when you're in school, right? Like for people who are on campus or like off campus, but like are committed to like God, like during their
time in school.
Time in school, right? So when you're in school for those like 4, 5, 6, 7 years, right? You have the fact that you have like fellowship like every week, you have meetings like, okay, you've got...
So if you're in the executive, because you have that responsibility.
You have that responsibility to like show up, right? So in instances where, like, you know, we meet on a Thursday, we meet on a Friday, shani, there's like a bus pickup in the morning. So already during the whole of these years, you have like you have accountability partners around you. You know, like it's easier. Even if like you don't show up today, someone will ask and say, "Oh, Lydia, you were supposed to show up for like fellowship, but like why didn't you come?" You know, like people will pass through your room and say, "I was passing through your hostel when I thought I should say hi," right? But I think the one problem that we have is it's hard to, how do I put it? If you don't have like a proper grounding in God personally, it's hard to show up for God, because showing up for God when you're done with school, right? Because now it's two things, like either you're staying alone or like you're living with your parents and whatnot. And because you're an adult, you can't, like no one's going to force you to go to church.
Exactly.
You know, so like
Siku
now,
Sundays.
Siku Sundays.
Kwenzo short.
Yeah, you know, so it narrows down like to intentionality, like you showing up for like church. And I think worse off is, there are times when God places us in certain seasons where maybe like all the exec members that you had in fellowship are like, everybody's doing something, you know, and then you're not doing something. And it makes you sit down, and the devil makes you doubt God in such seasons.
No, it's interesting. Interesting. It's an interesting space to be in.
It is.
So yeah, really, it was a timely message. I don't know, you guys went to church?
Lydia, did you go for church? I did.
Yes, we did. We went with Mr. Mwamba. He was preaching.
Where? Really?
Yeah, and it was quite an interesting.
Okay.
Mwamba was preaching.
Where was he preaching?
Okay, they're doing their Rema outreach.
Yeah.
So
church. No. It's
Good Morning.
Yes, Good Morning Family Church. That's the name of the church.
Okay. So yeah, I was preaching.
Good morning.
Preaching about identity. It was quite nice, yeah.
He was preaching about the identity. Yeah. I remember, I think a question he constantly kept on asking was, "Who are you?" You were Ndani, but in Nyanja, you know, so it was pretty.
It sounds.
Must have been interesting.
It was.
He didn't name drop any of you?
No.
Oh, okay. I know someone who would do that. Fuck a passport.
But yeah, I think the message was very timely in the sense that we tend to forget who we are. We try and find identity in the world. Like we try and wait for the world to give us to identify ourselves. Yeah. When we're supposed to like find layered, identity in Christ.
It's on so many levels. Because even if you think about it from the perspective of like what you're doing in life.
Yeah.
Right? Is it something God asked you to do, or is it something society has dictated would be good for you to do? When you take it to that level of conversation, it's a different story. You know? Because when you go to school, you get an education, right? After that, the automatic thing is you get a job.
You get
a
job, yeah.
Is that what God is saying? It's a tricky space to be in. Yeah, so so I hear what you're saying as far as it being timely.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And anyways, in getting into today's stories, in line with identity, right? I saw a what's the word? I wanted to call it a blog, but I don't think it's a blog, right? By
it's the Facebook post.
Yes.
If I know what you're talking about.
Yes. Yeah. Actually, it was a Facebook post where Solomon Bucci was talking about how, I think it was like a whole debate. I can quote unquote it, where the question was, do you think people that are carriers of Down syndrome should have children?
Kids.
Yeah. What do you think?
For me, what was interesting was, if I read correctly, that you can tell if a child has Down syndrome.
Yes. But
before they are born.
Doc, please clarify.
What about that?
Yeah.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
How are you guys?
Good, thank you.
Okay, so when it comes to Down syndrome, right?
Yeah.
So we say increasing the risk factors. So one of the risk factors is increasing maternal age. Like if the mother is like 30 going upwards, there's a high chance to say the baby might have Down syndrome. But it's not always the case.
Yeah.
It's just the risk factor, one of the risk factors. Then on the part where you're saying both parents have got Down syndrome, I don't know if they have the Down syndrome or they are carriers of the Down syndrome. Of course, it will come down to to the genetics.
Yeah.
That is it the cross shanshan or that one
XY.
that you used? Yes. Not XY. XY is like chromosomes. Let's say, for example, male is XY, then female it's XX. Yeah. So it all comes down to the crossing of, I'm sure you remember in biology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you're confirming that they can tell if a child could
they
possibly
can tell.
have Down syndrome.
Actually, they can tell. There's a test that they do. I've just forgotten the name. There's a test, especially in South Africa. If you're suspecting to say, okay, this child that will be born might have Down syndrome, they do those investigations. Just that here in Zambia, we are limited to certain types of investigations that are done. The usual one that we do most of the times when the parent or the mother comes for antenatal is like, we want to know how the baby is faring. We use the ultrasound for dating, for what and what not. But when we go to the US, when we go to other health facilities that are really like excellent, they do these things. They do testing. You can actually know to say, this child that I will have sickle cell. You can tell.
Yeah.
There are tests that can help you tell. But just that we are limited, like I've said.
Yeah.
We are limited. We say
Sorry, guys. Someone just dozed off.
I'm sorry.
Someone dozed off on set.
Yeah, someone dozed off on set and bumped into the camera. Sorry, guys.
Is the camera mine?
Okay, Doc, please continue.
I'm sorry.
So yeah, there are certain investigations that are done. So on the case where I don't really know because I haven't really read the post.
Yes.
Why you're saying both parents have Down syndrome or are carriers of Down syndrome.
Yes.
There's a likelihood to say the child that will be born will have the Down syndrome.
Yeah.
Because remember, even last time when we were talking about, was it sickle cell?
Yes.
Yes, I talked about where you have, let's say, for example, capital letter B, small letter B,
and
the mother also has capital letter B, small letter B. Obviously, when you do the cross quiz catwish, the English, there's high chance to say that one of the children born will have the Down syndrome. The other one, actually, when you do your calculations, like when you cross the thing, the other ones will be born normal, like very much normal.
I think, I don't know where I read this, but it was something like in an instance where you have 4 kids, right? There are high chances that the 3 kids won't have it, but then the 4th kid might have it.
Yes, because it comes down, like I've said. So the B capital letter is dominant. You get?
Yes.
Then the small B letter is recessive. So when the 2 recessive words these are matched together, that becomes a recessive child, and as a result, they will present with a condition. Whereas if we cross another crossing, okay, I'll teach you this. Why if we cross a capital letter B with a small letter B, it means that child that will be born will just be a carrier and it won't manifest. They'll be asymptomatic, but they are carriers. So high chance that they meet somebody who have the Down syndrome, it will now manifest in the child, in that particular person. To make matters worse, if at all the mother is now symptomatic with this Down syndrome. Right now, you're talking about them both being carriers. Now, imagine where the mother actually has the Down syndrome. So it means that she has BB small letters. You understand, right? So when there's that crossing, it means that there's only one chance that these 2 parents will have a carrier child who will not be asymptomatic, who will not be symptomatic. And the rest of the children will be symptomatic. Why? It comes down to the genetics. I don't know if you've got it.
No, it's making sense. Now, I want to bring it home, right? Because initially we were talking about the conversation of should they have kids if you're a carrier or if somebody has Down syndrome.
Yeah.
So usually what they do is, in our friends who have got these advanced missionaries and whatnot. So if a mother comes to the hospital and you investigate for these genetic mutations and whatnot, and you discover to say, okay, there's this genetic mutation. Even a child, maybe they've done an ultrasound, then they discover to say one of the limbs is not well developed. They would actually explain to the parents, do you want to proceed with this pregnancy or we terminate this pregnancy?
Yeah.
Your child's brain has not yet fully developed, and we're already looking at the child being already per 9 months, almost to 10.
Because I was actually about to ask the same thing. I'm like, what do you do when you're 9 months in and then
you discover that?
We're asking you guys, what
would I do? So, because there's a documentary I watched, okay, of a certain lady who Actually, it was what's his name? Jesus, please remind me his name. But one of these like Nigerian men of God, he has this podcast, right? And he had a certain lady on the conversation. So he has the people he has on the podcast are like believers, but like believers with like crazy faith, right? Like, So this woman says, when my child was born, I was told my child had Down syndrome. Okay. So what she did is she started reading more about it, and then she realized to say what causes Down syndrome is when the brain hasn't fully functioned, right? So she now started researching for foods that cause the brain
I think
fully
I saw
function.
something like that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what did she do? She started feeding the child those particular foods. Yes. And she said even during that time when like from the onset when the child was born, I think to like a particular age, she controlled what he
ate and
what he ate, what he watched, what he listened to, and things like that. So I think at some point she even mentioned to say she got him like noise cancellation headphones, because like for them kids that have Down syndrome and sound are very so based off like the foods she was, and these foods were strictly natural, like all naturally sourced, and that's how the child like.
So that's what you
go
would
back
do.
to know. I think that's what I would do. That's the honest truth.
I remember I was talking about a friend that
Speaking
I have,
to your mic.
A friend that I have that is autistic. Remember I
Yes.
was talking about.
Yes.
So like for him, he was basically trained in terms of how to talk.
Yes.
When you look at him, you can only notice that this person is autistic when you really pay attention to how he's speaking.
Yes.
But in just the normal case where just having a conversation with him,
yes.
he just acts normal like the way everyone
It's a
does.
spectrum.
So like some of them are can be trained. They just need therapy. They just need therapy to be trained and helped and whatnot.
Isn't it a spectrum? Not all
So
cases
that
are the
one
same.
is a little bit different from the genetical aspect. That one is like a psychiatric case. But right now, what the conversation, what's being tabulated here is a conversation on something genetical. You're born with it. There's nothing you can do about it and whatnot. I know autistic, they're born with it and whatnot, but there are certain parameters that they put across, and the child might not necessarily be inhibited in certain ways. But for Down syndrome, no matter what, to the slow, slow.
That's
the way it is. You understand, right?
Oh my god.
Like,
that's crazy.
Why do they have a school for Down syndrome kids?
Where? You mean in Lusaka,
yes.
or you have a school?
No, in Lusaka.
Oh, I don't be clear.
By Monday,
No. Yeah, it's there. For me, I think I'm generally a positive person.
Yeah.
So if I feel like there's a glimmer of hope, go for it.
Yeah.
I'm that person. If it's like 1 in a million chances, I'll most likely go for it.
But I think the conversation that we should be advocating for is a conversation of couples going to tests before they get married, because these are some of it also goes back to the conversation we had last week about autism.
I've got a question though. Are they testing so that they decide how to go forward, or are they testing so that if they discover they run away? No, that's a genuine question.
So look how it is, right? We have it's really hard to have a child who has this disability.
Who's got Down syndrome.
Yes.
Especially if you don't have the money to take care of that.
Mm-hmm.
It's really hard. So if you know, like, look, it's, and I don't know how to say this, but like the way we've portrayed this thing of, in terms of relationship, like, if we break up, I'll never find another like you, like in terms of like, you're my soulmate, we're tied, so tied. But like, look, what I'm saying is there's so many people that have broken up, but they found other people, they're still happy, they're flourishing. So if you know that you're not compatible, to just save yourself from, number one, the stress, number two, to just save the child, because also the child suffers.
Okay, so what you're saying is bakaendo testa pa
compatible, break up.
somewhere ingapeze Down syndrome.
If there are no ways, because again, the medical specialists, they advise, right? They do advise. So if there's no way of you controlling it, break up.
So where's the faith in that? I think that's what
what?
Where's the faith in that?
You know, it's not even about the faith for me, right? I hear what you're saying as where's the faith in that, right? We're believers and whatnot. But for me, it's not even necessarily the faith, right? You know, one thing I've come kind of like to realize, I'm not yet married, so it's not like I'm a professional in this field.
You got a degree.
But one thing I've come to realize, right, is this whole relationship thing, when you choose each other, right? When you say, okay, we've locked in.
Yeah.
Guys are dramatic. When you choose each other, right? The conversation when you face obstacles is not sarangani. If it's obstacles you can overcome.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Obviously, there are those things where if you find that we can't go forward. Yeah, I agree with her. You know what I mean? But if you're going to test and you discover that there's Down syndrome somewhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
Have the conversation. What's your faith? Where do we stand in all this, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the last thing on my mind would be going separate ways.
Yeah.
Me who's in a relationship. The last thing on my mind.
Like, I'm not thinking of us going on separate
bro,
ways.
that's not even a conversation. If it's there, let's figure out how to sort it out, right? Otherwise, I think we shouldn't stop people from creating life, right?
Yeah.
Especially being somebody who believes in things like purpose and the will of God, right? If you pray about something, if you are convicted in a certain direction about something, I think those are things I'd advocate for. Obviously, know what you're getting into, understand the parameters, read about these things. But like you said, in that woman's case, she had faith, but she used knowledge as well to overcome her situation, right? So for me, that's my general take on the conversation. I'll leave it at that. If you guys want to keep going, you can keep going.
So, when it comes to Down syndrome, they have complications like everywhere, literally everywhere. When I say everywhere, it means that when we come to the brain, they would have complications of the brain. When it comes to the heart, they'll have complications of the heart. Mm-hmm. When it comes to the abdomen, they'll have complications of the abdomen. What that means is that the GIT system, they'll have those complications. They have complications like literally everywhere. Yeah. So you understand, if you are given a chance where you discover to say, okay, the woman I'm about to get married to honestly has the Down syndrome. Am I a carrier as a man?
Has or is a carrier?
So
has, it means
has Down syndrome. She's symptomatic. You know, there are people who get married to women with Down syndrome, right? Or men with Down syndrome. We don't look down upon them. Like, we don't.
You only love you.
Yeah, Kylie, need love.
No, I'm telling you. Genuinely.
Like, it's love, right? But then you also need to look at the reality of things, okay?
Mm-hmm. No, but listen, if this person...
I'm not disagreeing with what you're saying. Don't look at it from the lens of...
But why are you going to test each other's conditions at the hospital if you're not in a serious relationship? You're not in a serious relationship. You go and tell me checking on your career.
Listen. Okay, listen. Nowadays, most people that I've asked who are in love, they always say, who are married actually, they always say, I am married. I'm proudly married because I said I love this person and I answered before the altar of God and I vowed to say I'll be with this particular person. All right? You've agreed and whatnot. Yeah. But love alone is not something that causes you to like grow into that relationship. Remember, I can tell Mofya right now to say, I love you, Mofya, and whatnot. We're feeling each other there and then. Problems arise. Yeah. And that's why now the reality now starts clicking.
I'm watching the conversation.
You know what she's saying?
I'm not changing that.
She's saying, look, when you go to the hospital, they give you this news, right?
So you can do karyotyping. If you want to confirm to say, do I have the Down syndrome and whatnot.
They clarify to you.
It's called karyotyping.
I think what must be done is this. I think to close this conversation because
wrap it up.
We're gonna continue going. But I think the one thing people should be able to do is if you know that this is the person you see yourself settling down with, I think even before, like you guys start talking about like reaching home and whatnot. I think first things first is let each and every single conversation be had. Like let transparency be there, number one, right? True. And then when the transparency is had, let's do tests even before like we start involving our parents. What do I mean? I'm not saying you don't trust. I'm not saying. Oh my God. No, but like okay. Hey, let me finish. Let me finish cooking. But what I'm just trying to say is, let's encourage, especially like in the Christian space, right? Let's have people go for tests even before we get to involve our parents and things like if you know. okay, I'm settling down with this person. Like let's do tests and just figure let's know. That like you need to know what you're getting into.
Actually, some people when they discovered say they have certain genetical conditions, if they love each other to per se, like they really love each other, they stick together and they don't just have kids.
Yes.
Simple as that.
So if you're willing to sacrifice, it's
you can even have kids if you want.
No, like don't have kids.
Una faith ya
Oh my God. No, Lydia, you don't. No, hey. Lydia, you don't have faith for walking on water.
What if that's my conviction?
If it's your conviction and you're convinced to say you are able to, go ahead.
Let's let go to Pate Terezi.
No. If you're convicted,
but he gave you an option to know Bukata.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I know and I say, okay, yes. But I'm convinced that this is the direction I should go.
Bukata, you should go for testing before you get married.
Listen. So what we're saying is, please, if you love this person, you guys should be transparent, number one. Away from being transparent, we need to ensure that we go for tests before marriage happens so that we don't get surprised to say this is what's going on. You get what I mean? And we don't have issues I know this is purely out of topic, but instances where we now have people to say, no, this is why you don't have kids. You get what I mean? Like it's the woman or... Anyway, yeah. But what I'm trying to say is, let us just ensure that we have tests are done and there's transparency in order for relationships to
what's the next conversation, please?
How are we, guys? Anyways, so in the last week, Chief Mpezeni was buried. And I remember there's a video I saw where the president's chair was being lifted, and it caused so much chaos on the socials.
The president's chair?
Yes.
He came with a chair.
From State House. Yes.
To sit on at the ceremony?
Yes.
So, is my mic on?
Yes, it is.
Bukata, don't you remember when the vice president came for that fundraising dinner?
She came with a chair also.
You don't pay attention, eh?
I didn't.
So it's state protocol for the president to have his own chair. Because he's a president, anything can happen.
They actually don't even eat from events.
Did you just speak into your mic?
I'm saying they actually don't even eat at events.
Yeah.
They actually go in. I've noticed like the president, when he comes for these dinners, he goes into his vehicle. That's where he eats from. I think they pack food.
No, so it depends with where they are. So they do like proper security checks. So somebody has to test the food before the president tests it.
Yeah.
He comes with his own cutlery, like a whole set of knives, forks, spoons.
Yeah.
And all
Did you know
stuff.
that like even the red carpet that's like rolled during like when he's around comes from State House?
Some of them even have flags.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's
That's interesting.
It's state policy. Actually, when you're having an event and the president is going to be in the room, a day before, cabinet comes and they scrutinize the whole room. And then
security.
Yes.
Actually, in other provinces, do you know that
No,
sometimes it
see?
takes...
So you said it's a province. But
no,
like,
but Mulungushi, I've been at Mulungushi so many times where security checks are being done actual day of the event. Program was supposed to start at 8, but to Chokani once, and then sweep like, just like.
Oh my
why?
God! But yeah, so it's delicate for like that. And I remember the other thing I know is when the president is in the room, balloons are not allowed.
Because it will pop like a gun.
Yeah.
But last time, I achieved my balloon feature. Anyways, yeah,
in the copper belt, like when it was coming.
On the copper belt.
Yeah. Yes, when it was coming on the copper belt.
I missed you.
You
missed me.
Oh my God.
Yeah. They had snipers come in, like maybe like 2 weeks before.
Mm-hmm.
So like they were coming in to like sweep, to check like.
Welcome back, Lydia.
At
Snipers.
2 weeks before.
Sniper ni mamfuti. Sweepers like are the ones to like clear the way, to pave the way. Like.
No, but like look.
No, please repeat your
Snipers
sentence.
are for shooting.
But like look why I'm saying snipers, because the lady that we met, right? So while we were staying,
Okay, yes.
let me say, while we were staying in the lodge, right?
Yes.
So like there was this lady that came to talk to us and was asking us, say, like, what's your perspective on the president and whatnot, right?
Yes.
And when we gave our perspective, then the lady was like, oh, then now someone who I was with, like, noticed to say, okay, this person, like the way they are talking to us,
Mm-hmm.
it's strange.
Yeah.
So the person was like, are you from like, the office of a president, and the person was like, yes, I'm a sniper, I've come like for sweeping and whatnot. So no wonder I said sniper.
Oh, maybe what she meant is the lady is a sniper, but sweeping is like clearing the room or something.
2 weeks for what?
They came to check
the ground.
What's that song? There's a song by someone at Sniper.
Venomous, full of vibe. Survivor, MacGyver. But yeah, I think alluding to your chair conversation, it's just how crazily superstitious we've all become. Where I think there's this notion labeled that the president is a Satanist. I know.
Freemason.
Yeah, like Freemason, like any simple thing. The president going to Bezeni's barrio. No, he wants to gain power from Bezeni's body. Like
it's crazy. He knelt down. He was getting chair.
Like it's just crazy work. So we've gotten to a place where I think we're no longer objective. We're just
that's true.
Yeah.
We just want to say whatever we want to say. Which is crazy.
There's actually very few spaces that it's just political. There's very few spaces that are objective.
Yeah.
Also, I think the other thing we forget is this. If we're in the room right now with the president, and maybe let's say, even if it just like a spark happened, trust all of us would die, but they would have to save him because he's the most important person in the room. I think that's something we also forget. Like, how do I put it?
But can I tell you something?
Yeah.
If you were here's the thing.
Yeah.
If you were to think of shooting the president, your thought wouldn't even go any further. It's a because and there's I don't know, like others say, oh no, they use black magic, they do what, but there's just like a certain level of intelligence. Those things where they say, oh, ZPC masebenza. But that was and it's the same thing with the president's security, right? In the fact that you had a conversation with somebody and then they told you that, it means that that's like a low ranking person.
Yeah.
But normally you never even know.
Yeah.
Crazy.
You might. Actually, perfect example was that incident. I think it was you, Wana, and Samantha, right? And then I'm like, oh, I met this person as an Orlando Drive.
Yes.
And then oh my guys are ballers. I'm like, Orlando Drive.
Yeah.
But then, and this is like probably like 5 years later.
Yeah.
I'm like, but you were driving a younger. So I go, no, I was doing some stuff. So you never know.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. Anyways, just like him saying you never know. I think like last week they caught some government officials at the Ministry of Lands. I remember ACC.
Okay, so before we do that, right? I need to step out just a little bit.
Yeah.
I think one of the topics which was brought in. Hey guys, hopefully you're able to hear my voice. I miss you too. It's just that I don't feel confident to be on camera today. I have some insecurities, which is normal. Like when ladies have bad hair days, I feel like I have a bad face day today.
Who are you?
Who do you think you are? So yeah, I think in the group there was a post put out regards to internship and exploitation.
Yeah.
What that means. And the reasons why I decided to come through and be part of that is I wanted to find out from you guys, except Bukata.
I love this.
How?
So,
but I've never worked before.
I think it's the question you told us in the card. I'm going to.
So you guys pretty much joined Umubanga as interns. I actually have like to my funny stories. Some of you, I need to go to my Facebook messenger, like when I open it, like, oh, yeah, like, it's like, oh. We can do anything. We don't need man. I remember people's words. We don't need man. All we want is we just want to lay.
We just want an opportunity.
Yeah, but because right now the industry has been, if you see a job application, they're pretty much looking for interns.
Yeah.
And what that implies is that you're pretty much working for free. You just get like a transport refund of what, 1,200 or
50-50. You might,
you might not even get that.
yes. So there's been that. And I wanted to get your thoughts, especially the fact that most of you are still in university. What are your thoughts around the internship? Is it something you'd want to take on fully? And if yes, why? And if not, why?
Yeah.
And as well, I as well need you to give like an honest take. Now, if so,
Yeah.
you're giving an honest take. Here's the point I'll make, right?
Yeah.
Whatever you say here will not be used against you anywhere, and will not be. So you're recording because this is a recording, right?
Yes.
So whatever you say here will never be used against you, but it's just being open because you have to as well share from your point of view.
Yeah.
Because many times when things are going wrong, we don't like saying things.
Yeah.
We we just like brush them off. We don't address the elephant in the room when the elephant is so big in the room.
Yeah.
When we can all see it.
Yeah.
So I'd like that perspective. So yeah, sure.
Please give him the mic.
Okay, Azaka.
You would like to go first?
Yeah, I can.
Yes, please. I can. Yeah.
Na kaba.
Yeah.
Alimulos.
Yes. So the question
Speaking
is,
to your
if I
mic,
can go
Lydia.
for it,
Yes.
I can for a period of time because I remember something that I said during the 9th National Development Planning meeting. I said something about how we're having a loss of particular experiences because there's no proper offload of information in terms of mentorship. So you find now internship is that chance where if someone has a certain level, because we'll never have a certain, for example, let me give an example of Sunny Zulu, right? There's certain wisdom and knowledge that he has. And the person who is found with him has an opportunity of getting that wisdom. So it means even if Sunny Zulu was to step down, there will never be that gap. Although that gap may be there, but it would be less than the gap that will be there if he never had anyone that was tagging, like was carrying along.
He was passing down the knowledge.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I think to that aspect, it's something that I really put so much value to when it comes to internship. But to a certain degree, I think for a particular point, I can like stop because there's this thing of wanting to. Everyone has got timelines in terms of how they want to build their lives.
Yeah.
Yes, and they have ambitions, they have goals. So you find everyone every year has got aims and objectives to meet.
Yes.
So you find there's a particular year, maybe you have more aims and objectives to meet, and you find maybe that internship may not really align with what you're trying to do. So I think for me, it can be for a specific timeline. Yeah.
So have you ever been exploited? Here you are, a young robotics engineer. You have this buzzing thing, award-winning. And everybody wants to work with you. And all they're telling you is that just show up. Catching flights, not feelings. Yeah.
In my journey, I have a couple of times. I have people make promises, and they're like, "I'm going to don't
Rush
worry,
promise.
don't worry, just don't worry, just do this, just do that."
Yeah.
But when I remember, I used to complain a lot about these things. But I learned, like someone like had to sit me down, and they told me, like some of these things, look at them in terms of the lessons that you've learned from them and the opportunities that you got to experience while you were in that space. At least you learned that people think in a particular way. At least you learned that people, when conversations are starting to be driven in a particular way, you need to put boundaries around, you need to stop or something like that. So it really taught me again on how to particularly say no to certain people and actually cut people off. Like I used to struggle
That
with
sounds like my wisdom.
Yeah, so I used to struggle to like really, I used to struggle to cut people off. I'm someone that would still like keep people around, but also I've learned to cut people off, set boundaries. If I feel you are not really, you are maybe exploiting me and whatnot, I'll really put boundaries. I'll not tell you to your face to say no, we've broken up, like our friendship, but like I'll put boundaries and structures around so that there's that distance. Yeah.
Interesting.
Woman of God.
Oh my God. I actually thought it would be passed to Samantha, but okay. So I think my view is that I think internships should be restructured. What do I mean? Because if we're to say, okay, fine, let's cut off internships because anyway, let's just cut off internships. I feel like we would have so many educated people who don't have experience, right? So I think internships must be taken on board, and I really hope that in the near future we can have like organizations budgets being like I think interns being put on annual budgets, right? Because I think first things first is I remember when I was doing my attachments at a certain place, my internships rather, and I was telling there's a certain neighbor of mine, and he asks me, he's like, "Are you getting paid?" I'm like, "No." So he says, "But how do they expect you to show up every day?" You know. So I think a restructuring should be done amongst how internships must be paid because. For them to show up, it's the same thing like with people that volunteer at health institutions, you know, like them showing up every day. I've got a friend of mine who says I've been volunteering for the last 3 years, and he now like walks to work. You get, but like he still doesn't have it, like he's still not employed and whatnot. So it's also just I think a restructuring must be done among like towards interns, and I think they should. Not I don't want to say a fixed amount, but I feel a certain amount of money must be allocated to interns. Even if they say a particular organization maybe can like take up 3 a year and then they don't take them at the same time, but maybe they take them like 3 months. I think that would work.
In terms of exploitation, have you experienced exploitation?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
I have.
This is interesting, eh?
I have. I have.
No,
Yeah.
I am finding it interesting, honestly.
You've never volunteered anywhere? Or
I have.
Or interned anywhere? Where was that?
If anything, my relationship with Mr. Stephen Mwale, it started as I was pretty much interning. I was not getting paid anything, but I used to go to the returns offices, do articles, interview artists.
Yeah.
I didn't get a coin, but I was happy.
Yeah.
I used my own transport money.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah.
But somebody would call that exploitation. I wasn't getting. It's not like there was accreditation or whatever. Like it's nothing. But for me, okay. So I think maybe also I don't know. Okay, let me not say upbringing because that's like.
Yeah.
But the mindset I've had from the time I was young, right? My dad always says he gives us the example of the children of Israel. He says they had to go through the desert, right? They had to go through fire, like they had to go through certain conditions to come out a certain way, right? Because of the issue of I'm trying to get to retunes and I haven't been given money, I have to figure out how to get there. When transport money is removed to say come, the appreciation of that transport money is different. Because I understand what it takes for him to dip into his pocket and pay for my transport. So even when I show up trying to create value because I understand. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a certain level of understanding if you've shared in the pain. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Somebody saying, come to my platform and I'm going to give you the opportunity, right?
Yeah.
If you have a vision, you have a plan, and you know how to engage resources.
Yeah.
That's all you need, right? And then if they even go the extra mile and say, I'm going to take care of certain costs, praise God. So for me, that's been my mindset. So every time somebody says, there's this opportunity, come through. I'll come through, I'll analyze, see where I am in life, because also I have needs, yes.
Yeah.
Right? So I have to know how to balance how I'm pouring into this thing that's not going to give me money right now, but it's helping me grow, and how I'm going to balance my income, right? I've noticed no one's giving experiences from here, right?
Yeah.
But I would like to tap into that personally, right? I'd like to tap a little bit into that personally.
Yeah.
And that's why I was touching a bit on the issue of transportation, right?
Yeah.
There's not even a conversation. We know that if you need to come and you can't come, you call Umubanga. He'll help you figure it out, right? For me, that in itself makes me say, I can't go there and do mediocre things.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Yeah.
You have to generate value. You know what I mean?
Yes.
It's different if I'm paying for my own transportation.
Yeah.
I can even come and have an attitude. I've brought myself. Right? You get what I mean? There's a certain level of... But even if you do pay for your transportation, you didn't put money on the camera.
Yeah.
You didn't make the channel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So for me, that's just the mindset. Like when I show up and suck in as much as I can, learn what I can, and figure out how to turn that opportunity into something else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the first time we did recording for YouTube with Umubanga, I was doing the conversation room.
Yeah.
Right? And I think we did like a whole year or close to a year of recording.
Yeah.
And at some point when he goes, okay, now we have to figure out, like, I can't keep going down this path.
Yeah.
You know? I had to figure out, okay, I've learned this much.
Yeah.
How can I get this and take it somewhere else?
Yeah.
I tried on my own for some time, right?
Yeah.
When I saw that, I swallowed. I still came back and we had a conversation.
Yeah.
And I'm here right now.
Yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, it's about how you manage these things.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Maybe I was exploited. I didn't know because of my mindset. You know?
Yeah.
But that's been my approach with these things, honestly. So.
Yeah. Interesting conversation. Samantha.
So, and because you guys are pretty much in that space, still interning, because the space of interning is you learning, but then there's a certain place where you feel like, when is it?
Nakaba.
Nakaba.
That's why I say that, because Israel mentioned something to say, he said he was like referring to somebody else to say,
yeah. Yeah.
And sometimes because we're in that space where we're still learning, and that's why I need to get your feel and perspective.
Yeah.
Because that way it will also help you refocus or think through certain things properly.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
that even your energy towards certain things
is different.
Yeah.
Yes.
But anyways, young brother Israel, at some point, I'll let him speak. Samantha, Kaumbe. Okay, sure.
Let Israel speak.
Just come, Bashe.
Hallelujah.
I personally like what Bukata has said. I have really enjoyed.
Please speak into your mic. I can't hear you. Yeah. Yeah.
I have really enjoyed his sharing. He's made me see a different picture of internship, which
No,
was something
I still can't hear him.
in my mind when I was.
I hear this is connected.
Yeah.
Me, you can hear me, but
I can hear you. I can hear everybody except him. I could hear Umubanga, but I can't hear him.
Can you hear me?
Nope.
Let's leave the other mic. Where's the other connector? I think this is better.
Yo, it's in the camera back.
But then it's interesting to know that people have felt exploited before.
That's crazy, guys.
So like, does the exploitation kick in where you're like, okay, I'm of this value, but then they're not treating me like I'm of this value?
Yes.
Or they're acting like they don't know that I'm of this value?
No. Like instances where you don't feel like it.
And
Like-
you're not even appreciated.
Yeah. But you show up.
It's
And-
tricky. Yeah, no, I get what you mean.
I think still.
Sorry, people. You have to see me. Okay. Okay, this is off. Yes. Bye. Okay, Israel, you have to speak in the mic.
One of the mics.
So, Lydia, just
Remove your mic.
Yeah.
as I charge this.
Okay, you can hear me.
Yes, Israel, I can hear you
All
now.
right, so I was saying, I can proceed? Yeah, so I was saying Bukata has shared his perspective, which is something I think is very intellectual and not so really much in the reality, but it's something that's actually true.
Yeah.
And it's something that we do not want to see. So what happens is that when we are living in the moment, when we are in the actual moment, we actually make thoughts around what we are actually experiencing and the environment we're in and what's going on around us.
Yeah.
To answer your question, I strongly believe that internship is about the person who is going through internship than it is about the people who are interning the person.
The organization.
Yeah. So internship is for you who wants to grow yourself in that field.
Yeah.
In fact, that's the whole point of internship.
Yeah.
Internship is, okay, we can't employ all of you guys. Okay, you want a skill. We are going to give you the room. The company has a reputation. The company has a name. And they actually bring you in and they say, okay, have a seat at the table. Do your thing. That's actually a privilege.
Sure.
Now, the pressure is, like I have said, you are in the environment, you're in the room, you are seeing everything happening, you're seeing all the magic happen, and then you are working so hard. You are being worked so hard that you feel at least I can be appreciated a certain type of way. So I want us to put exploitation as not really that you're getting paid, but that you just feel like you're not being appreciated for the miles you're going. Can we put it like that? As in, they do not need to pay you, but when you push even more than they expect of you, at least you feel they should see that, he's made us make some numbers, he's made us do this, he's made us do that. And they don't really need to pay you, but they can just do some form of recognition. But that also shouldn't be like something you have at the back of your mind as an expectation, because now you have a sense of entitlement that they are exploiting me, they do not pay me, they should be paying interns. And that's not the reality that we are living in.
Yeah.
Have I been exploited before? Yes.
Even as you're answering that, tackle it with your church.
Mwamba is saying something.
So even as you're speaking on exploitation, right? I want you to also give an experience as well, being found here at Umubanga, as well as you. No, like. So, so you're giving an experience of no, because you see, like a lot of people have expectations, right? Expectations which Kari, you are chief amongst them. You're my person, so you understand what this means. And I want you to as well speak of it in the church front of things, because some of these things, because did you know that your offering at church as well is as well a form of internship? So do you feel like you're overworked, you playing the instruments? Because remember, you don't get paid.
Yeah.
You being an usher, you being video coordinator, you being photography, what, like you being the social media manager, all these things, right? And think through about the even as you speak on exploitation. And as all needed to hear from you guys, your takes.
Church.
Yeah, because it will be really, really important, and that's why I think over time, every time I think I hear certain things, I'm just like, just talk to me. I don't bite.
The way you're making it sound, it's like you're trying to read our minds, or you want some certain information from us.
I said whatever you say will be used against you. Like,
sir, sir, it will be used indirect. It will remain in your heart. It is entering your ears. You can't say it won't be. No, sir.
Who I have never chased away. Like,
sir, we can't.
Okay.
Chill. So, I think, anyways, the other point is that, you know, that thing of beating about the bush, like, just be direct. And I have been in that space before, right?
Yeah.
Where I felt like I was being used.
Yeah.
And the person, right? Reverend Humphrey. I used to work with Reverend Humphrey. Pardon? I'm trying to explain a point. So it felt like I was being used. Because I was this guy who was always available. I was the guy who always holding the camera, the light stand. If we're doing photo shoots, I would be the guy who would make sure that everything is in order, the studio, like everything is in order, right? I knew to say, oh, we're going to client so on, so on. So sometimes I would be preview to invoices and quotes. Like sometimes I would be the one to write all these things, and you're there writing a 20,000 kwacha invoice, and I'm like, but could we even think phones, right? I remember at some point, and that's why I always say, because I've grown up in that space where like I am direct, like I can talk to you. So if I have an issue with you, I'll come and talk to you. Why should I go through the corners? Like, I'll talk to you. So I felt like, so I was like, boss, you're supposed to be paying me for what you're making me go through.
Yeah.
Right? And then he was like, boss, sharp. Did you know that you're the one who is supposed to pay me? Because Samantha, one of the cameras has gone on.
A black Samantha.
Gone off, yeah. So, he's like, you're the one who's actually supposed to pay me.
Yeah.
Because what I am giving you is worth more than all these monies you're demanding for.
Yeah.
Right? So this is somebody who took me from a place I had zero idea of what photography was.
Mm-hmm.
And in that 6 months I spent with him, it changed my life.
Yeah.
And I look back to say that experience is what gave birth to Umubanga, what we have right now. All these beautiful things you're seeing is based off the fact that somebody took time to pour their lives, their life into me, and just teach me and take time to be able to mentor me and guide me in knowing what I know now. I felt like that. Mm-hmm. And I know most of you young people, anyways, I'm as well a young person, but most of you young people feel like you're being hard done, like time is being taken away from you. You're doing a lot of these things, like you're daily showing up, you're editing, and you're thinking through. You go to these fancy places, hotel, like, but there are so many things at play.
Yeah.
And thing is that you do not ask yourself to say, the knowledge this person is pouring in, what am I paying for? What is it that I'm paying?
Yeah.
So that mindset. So when you have that, it will greatly help you. That even when you show up for internship, you're not treating it as a job. You're treating it as a way to help you think so that you become better.
Yeah.
That is why every time you guys show up here, it's not just photography, it's not just podcasting, it's life in general. I'm giving you a blueprint to life. I'm giving you a direction to say, this is how you should go. This is what will work. This will not work. Yeah. Even I don't think I have ever discouraged anyone to stop a business or stop whatever your dream. Have I ever downplayed any person's dream? One thing which I have done.
Jokes. No,
but however, if I downplay your dream, it means that then it's not fully baked. Yeah, okay. It's not fully thought through. It's not fully thought through.
Yeah.
And what I'm doing is trying to help you make sure that it's correct.
Yeah.
Right? So each and everyone in this room, like I've had like different chats and different conversations around whatever you are doing. And because I am at a different space and you as well coming up, so instead of you going through some of the mistakes or errors which I did, all I have to do is provide oversight and say, okay, look, this way will not work, this way will work, this is what you can do, this you do not do. Yeah. So for me, internship, I know there are extremes where you're greatly exploited. Yeah. However, there are spaces where it sometimes feels like exploitation, but it's your learning phase.
Yeah.
And enjoy that learning phase. Do not think through. Sometimes just think through to say, "Ichichite bochinangena banji mu room," so that you wander away and enjoy the work. Because when you get to a place of enjoyment, you enjoy the work. And be grateful, actually, to be given an opportunity to be in a space.
Yeah.
I rarely say this, but sometimes when I open the umubangamedia messenger, which I rarely do, and Mofya, I think when I responded to you first, right?
Yeah.
And then I referred you to somebody else. But there are so many people who want to be in your position. No.
Wake up.
Let the worshiper in you wake up. So there are so many people who want to be in your space. There's so many people who do not understand that there are moments when, well, I wanted to say you eat bread and polony, but it's still a luxury food, so we'll leave it at. But there are moments when you know to say we're going through a tough time, but you still show up.
Yeah.
And that should be the mindset. What is the dream? What is the vision? Where are you seeing yourself? Is you being here helping you go to the next level? Is you being here preparing you for the next assignment of your life? Yeah. So always think through. So even when you are making decisions, think through to say, okay, if I stop here to Umubanga today, will this be the best decision? And where next am I going to go? Right? So even when you decide to stay, you should as well ask yourself to say, is me being here going to take me to the next level, or I'll just be stagnant?
Yeah.
Make sense?
Makes sense.
So when you send me your proposals and I do not read them, it doesn't mean that I'm being hard. It's just that.
Lord. Oh my God.
And when I give you answers to certain things, and they feel like it's not the best answer you'd have received. Yeah. Boss, I thought about it. And sometimes I hear God on your behalf.
Shots fired.
So sometimes I hear God on your behalf, and then I'm just like, you know what?
Don't go that route.
I know Sifi Panga sense right now, but in the near future, it will.
Yeah.
And even as you look at internship or just mentorship or the different spaces you find yourself in, make sure that you ask yourself these questions. Is this supporting my growth? Will it take me to the next level? Yeah. Will I be better if I'm in this space or out of this space? That will greatly, greatly help you. And then last question is, I've given you a perspective, ka? Yagwiri kaka?
What's over?
Yeah, so last question, right? You know when people say toxic work environments, I know I'm hard, especially in you guys, like when something happens.
Lydia.
Am I really hard on Lydia? She brings it like she just brings the content. It's just like
between Umubanga and Lydia, I will forever be in the middle because like both of them are like Lydia. You guys, Lydia is a don't all of us.
So my question really borders on do you enjoy being found in this space? And the reasons why I ask this, it's not just about Umubanga. Yeah. Because most of us are struggling with so many things. We're struggling to say no. Why? Because we just can't speak out, or we feel a certain type of way. One of the things which I believe is that a good work balance. I know some of you will bring me your problems or whatever is happening in your life. And the first thing you know I will do is that I'll laugh at you.
Laugh at us.
Like, no. Yeah. So like, I'll laugh at you. But then in me laughing at you, it doesn't mean that I will not offer you a solution. Actually, as I'm laughing at you, I'm as well processing because vimani waba sometimes on your behalf.
No, like my grandmother likes saying "good for you" when something
because
good for
you. Because at the end of the day, and that's why I'm saying that workplaces, like understanding the work culture, do you enjoy being found with these people? Yeah. I personally enjoy being found with you guys. I do not know if you like being found with me, but
I hope we got that on record.
By the way, I'll mute this when editing. So no, never, whoever here. And the reasons why I'm saying this is that if a space is not working for you, step out. If it's not good for your mental health, step out. If you feel every time, as Jacob Zuma said, that every time I am in this house, I am abused. Like so. Yeah. But one thing for sure is, in work environments, it's great to have a good team where you can trust your team to be there for you, where you can trust your team to support you in your nonsense.
Your nonsense is great.
Be what you're doing or what you're selling us is nonsense. We just be like, this is the best. Yeah. So, you're about to have a show, you're about to have a sale, you're about to have the Jesus experience coming up. When is it in September?
Like Jesus
we'll support
Global.
you. Like, the Jesus Global thing is it's not nonsense. But yeah.
Continue. Please continue.
Yeah, like you send through stuff which isn't proper, which isn't properly written. Like we'll support you still. Like we believe in you.
Or run with the vision.
Yeah. So anyways, bye. I've gone.
Okay, wait, I have a question for you before you leave. I
felt like I was preaching.
Oh my God. Anyways, do you think you have the best team?
Do I think I have the best team?
No.
Out of honesty?
No. Yeah, man of God.
Yes, and I think I have said this many, many times. I am the least educated in this team. Like I'm being honest, like honesty, right? Number one, I'm the least educated in this team. And sometimes I'm just like, oh hey, I'm surrounded by a medical doctor, an advertising person, Mascom or PR person, a robotics engineer, a plant science specialist. I have another communication person or stroke man of God. Like, so like
a doctor, please.
Being in that space where you have a huge team of minds, right? Yeah. So I know, for example, that I am set. I'm only missing a lawyer now and the police office.
Samba. No. Samba. Samba could
oh yeah. So in terms of talent, I think there's that. Even sometimes, like I do listen to our podcast many times.
I was listening to the last episode we had, and I remember laughing throughout. So the person I was with in the house says, "But why are you watching yourselves again?"
Yeah, I'm like it's so like where sometimes I'm listening in, I'm just like, I'm say right. Last time M. Capital letter M, small letter M, the farmer DNA, farmer China. I'm just like, I didn't see, but anyways, I trust the people speaking. So I believe that I have a good team, brilliant minds. It's just that resources most of the times don't push us to go to the next level. Yeah. But in terms of talent, in terms of like a product, in terms of like work ethic, amazing stuff. Yeah. So and for me, I greatly believe that even in the next stages of your lives, even as you go to the next stages, you will remember this experience, but I'll as well cherish the experiences to say, oh, hey, those ones Bukata, Abwera makonozi, abwera manga sisi, abwera like abwera afala Chelsea, Lydia, winako award pa podcast, like all those things,
all these
like
things.
Different phases of lives, people going through heartbreaks, others finding love, like others still finding love, like all these experiences. So like. So like I truly believe that we have a good team, we have a good product, and I'm actually looking forward to more, because you guys will be the ones now taking this to the next level. That's why sometimes I'm even like, oh hey, you record yourselves. Why? Because I trust and believe that you have the expertise to be able to pull it off, and the fact that you enjoy what you do.
Yeah.
Of course, sometimes you get upset to say, he hasn't given us any money. Bye.
Yeah. Oh my ish. That felt like a.
Tell me if I haven't paid for the Yamba. I'll wait for you to tell me.
Ish. It felt like, like if you've ever been in a room, right? And then someone says, like, if there's so much silence that's been going on, and then someone says, guys, let's have frank talk. The next thing you know, there's this going on, there's this happening, and that being said. But interesting conversations. And, I think one thing that we usually tend to forget is just how it's important that you are in an environment that makes you happy,
Yeah.
Because imagine being in an environment where like you. I think one thing I'm super grateful for. We make you laugh as well.
We make you laugh as well.
Oh my God. But the fact that we have inside jokes, I think for me will forever stand out. So
even me, I'm walking off the set.
Where are you going?
Me, one thing that Jikone's sister told me. Mr. Mwanga's gone.
Oh, one of
for me, she usually encourages me and tells me how much she talks to me about this space, because I'm someone that likes sharing with people that are close to me how fun work is. So when I go home, my mom knows literally all of you, but she's never met some of you,
especially Israel.
Yes. So I tell stories. I'm like, you know what this person did today? They did this, I did that, and we laugh with my mom. So I also do that with Deaconess. I will share. I'm like, you know what happened? So she was telling me, the space that you're in, Lydia, it's a space where most people don't really have a space where you can be yourself.
Yeah.
And you have people that are honest enough to tell you what's really going on in your life, and they're able to guide you, able to laugh at you in your face, are able to talk. They're able to laugh at you in your face. They're able to tell you certain things in your face, and they're able to also be. You're able to be vulnerable to them in case of talking to them, and they tell you, oh, this and that, and that. And you're also able to laugh at them, and be yourself. Of course,
mutual.
Yeah. So it's really a good space, especially for someone like me, because other spaces is wild.
Jesus Christ. Anyways, moving on.
We're concluding.
Yes. Bukata, did you love your job?
No, guys. I told you before this.
It's fine. Anyways, 8 were charged in a 300 million scandal. All right, from the Ministry of Fisheries and Livestock. So they were just slapped with other additional charges, and 3 others still have an investigation going on. But there's a misappropriation of more than a 300 million kwacha. And for me, we're being told there's no money. All right, but how are 8 people, a total of 8 people, have a whole misappropriation of over a 300 million kwacha? It's crazy. It's just it's really crazy, and it's sad. And just the fact that how do I put it? I think the other time we had a conversation concerning how we've got people who are in these positions but don't realize, they just go for work. You know what I mean? They don't. It's like Umubanga said, you must enjoy what you're doing, And I think the other day he was talking about how there's a certain there's a certain organization that hired him, right? And then the person the PR person that was there says, when writing an invoice, I need you to write plus maybe like, like plastic or something. Yeah. And then he says, when the money comes in, you get your cut and you give me mine, right? And he says, but no, look, I'm a child of God. And if I'm going to say that I'm going to be honest, I am not going to engage in all of this, right? And the person just decided to cut him off. So I think the fact that we have people who are able to steal over a 3 million kwacha and the money is not like proper, I think that's what's crazy. What's your opinion? That's mad crazy. So, yeah. It's wild. Over 3 million.
It's not a new story in the country.
To these so for them that 3 million is just like a 300 kwacha, you understand, too.
Yeah.
So
300 million. Banamba, yeah. I think Banamba.
But like what this guy said.
I don't think so.
She
hasn't been found.
She was arrested.
She was arrested.
She went into the president's house. Yeah. Sure. That was that story. I'll show you.
Okay,
after.
Yeah, so like what Bukata was saying, right? This is not something that's new in terms of our country. We have such scandals. I don't know. I remember one time, I don't know what money was sent. I think it was last year. A certain amount was, they said no, it was sent by mistake to the wrong account into another country. And it was a huge amount. And I remember like Bino like took it in parliament.
Yeah.
And like this whole situation. So it's not something that's new. And again, one thing I've noticed about our country, there are so many things that we overlook in terms of, because these things come out, right?
Yeah.
But there are a lot that we overlook because there's this thing that happens in Zambia where if something very important is being, like it's happening.
Yeah.
Someone somewhere will just do like a scandal that will trend to cover that thing.
That's true.
So that we don't pay attention to what's really happening.
Yeah.
So you find when people are running towards these trends, it means something is happening underneath that we don't know.
Yeah.
And it usually happens. So you find most of these people, how they get away with these things is that as they are doing all these transactions, all these things, they make sure that something is trending so that they focus. Because even the focus of the police is usually on what's trending, social media to check, because, these social media things also spark certain crimes in the country. So you find also their focus will be on that. The court cases, this one insulted this one, out of a blue moon, and they online number 2 can. Baperekana kuma court, drama, social media. Hey, whatever.
Yeah.
Wow, there's something that's being hidden. So I think it's something that has been there. And I think it's something that we all must just, in terms of like stand our ground as Zambians. Yeah. Even as these things are trending, we should also like pay much attention to what's happening. Let's pay much attention to, I don't know how many bills were, most of the bills are usually released when drama is happening. Yeah. And you find, by the time you notice it, it's been signed.
They're being slapped.
So we're having an overnight on Friday.
Yeah.
And we have to get a police permit.
Or the best.
So, we'll get it. We'll get it. I'm just saying, that's what, those are bills that are being passed. For us to now be going to get permits to have an overnight.
Crazy.
And you find you don't know. So like these things pass
right
people.
For that, I think that was very important.
No, for what reason? Anyways, you need to wrap it up.
I think So what I want to ask is before we close is Lydia, what are your 3 takeaways from today's podcast episode?
Oh,
that's a good way to end it.
Yeah, that's a good way to end it.
Yeah.
You guys are ungrateful. 1.
That's Bukata.
No, I'm joking.
Yes, Bukata.
I'm joking. Wow. Give yours.
Yes, Lydia.
Main takeaways, Mr. Mwanga talked about how you have to really appreciate the environment that you're in.
Yeah, 1.
Living in the moment, nurturing it.
Sure.
That's 2? Well, that's still 1.
2.
Then the last one is when he talked about how you need to learn to, how can I say, to be open. He talked about being open. He talked about how sometimes you hide things to yourself and you don't really want to be open. So it's really important to be open. Just thank God that I'm a person.
I just wish I didn't get arrested for openness. Yes, Bukata, your 3 takeaways even as we get to a close.
Well, you guys have been exploited. Too, you are ungrateful. No, I'm joking.
Oh my God. It's not an umubanga, by the way. Yeah.
Pardon?
It's not an umubanga, by the way.
It's people in the streets.
Yeah.
Oh, you thought it's here? What?
So,
exploitation.
Wait, yeah.
No. Yeah. No. I think, like she said, being open, right? Being able to have certain conversations. I think one of the things I had to do when I joined the team, because as much as I knew Umubanga earlier on, I joined the team this year, right?
Yeah.
One of the things I had to do is learn everybody. So I wasn't. I've even now I feel like you guys haven't experienced me uncut. Like I have not. Yes, they haven't experienced me because I'm learning everybody, right? I need to know in what doses people will be able to digest certain sides of me. You know what I mean? So when he talked about being open, that's something I appreciate about this space, right? Because people are just uncut, so it's quicker to figure out who people are or how people think.
Yeah.
I guess secondly, I've learned that people are afraid of having kids with Down syndrome.
Yeah, crazy.
No, truly,
crazy.
that was eye-opening for me. The people are saying go test, and then if it's wild, leave each other. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
Right. And then I think
person watching this right now.
I think the third thing, right, is realizing how much this space means to everybody.
Yeah.
Right. That is an eye opener for me. Right. It gives a sense of understanding of what people are coming with as they're coming to the studio. Right. Yeah. Hearing how you guys feel about this space. So I think those would be my three takeaways.
Interesting. I think my 3 takeaways are. Number 1, let's be transparent. I think from almost like everything we've talked about, transparency is one of the things. And doing what you love. Doing what you love with who you love. Like just do it with people. Love it. I think the third thing is that what's the word? How do I put it? You must sell yourself. You must learn and sell yourself. You know, if I'm going to bring you on board, I must see the value you bring to the room. Yeah. And if you expect me to, anyways, on that note, we'll wrap up the podcast, and it's a bye-bye from me, Mofya. Oh my God. It's a bye-bye from me, Samantha, TGV, and Lydia Mavuya, Israel, and Dennis Umubanga Kabwe. See you next week. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and
comment.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace.